record. Okay, and let's change the view. There we go. All right. So my teacher, Trisha Yu, who developed a short form of Tai Chi for non-practitioners, particularly people who were recovering from injury or illness or who were aged, she called this bear rooting. So this is the bear. It's very, it's heavy. And then, you sit down and you let the knee bend, and you're sending a root into the earth on the left side and then on the right side. So bear rooting, she called this. And she described the rooting as like a corkscrew, like a spiral that you're twisting the body kind of, and you're spiraling the body, and you're spiraling down into the weighted foot and beyond it, and you're driving down into the earth itself. And then, of course, we're moving, with awareness of the breath, and particularly the out breath. And so what we want to do is move at a speed that harmonizes with the out breath going down. And it may be 3 or 4 twists per breath, or you can just do it very slowly. So we're aware of the in breath, of course, but we're putting sort of special attention on the out breath and on dropping our attention down the body and beyond the body and down into the ground. And so, with this awareness, this contemplation, this visualization, and this mental feeling, that's what combines with this movement to make this Qigong. Otherwise, it's just exercise. It's just an exercise. You're just doing an exercise. But when you add the awareness, of what we're doing here, which is really, really basic, which is balancing yin and yang, and in this case, focusing on yin, on down. And then moving the awareness, the attention within the body, as the ancients, cultivated. So we move the attention, spiral it down the leg and down into the earth. Okay. All right. Now let's slow it down. And the breath will slow down. Okay, and let's slow it even more until we just come into you know, a stillness. And now with the out breath, so we can move the attention down on the out breath and spiral into the ground beyond the body through the feet. And so, what Ken Cohen teaches about this is that we're going to breathe in to the chest, breathe in, and then breathe out down the legs. So in breath and then out breath. And then in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. And then just in and out, in and out. And now just up. So in, out. Okay, and now that we've done the bear rooting, so now we're breathing in now and putting a focus on the in breath and equally on the out breath. So we're breathing up through the feet, up from the earth, up into the chest, and then back down. Okay, good, very good. Okay, and then this then evolves. We're still at the lower part of the body. Okay, and now with the in breath, so open, in breath, and out breath. Now that we're focusing a little more on the in breath now. So still very much rooted into the ground, the corkscrews and all still there. Okay, let's reduce the movements. Okay, and then hands over the dantians. So the bear is about this vertical down. The crane expands out all around, left to right, as well as up. But this is still about um, the interior of the body, and then down the legs, and then down. Okay. Okay, very good. And now with the standing posture that correlates with this is either standing mountain or standing one. This is your standing meditation posture. And this oval here of the arms and hands, um, this indicates that the attention is within the system. It's not out here, it's within the system, inside the body. Okay. And then as we move through the standing positions, it begins to elevate. We start down here. One. So next one is here. And this would correlate with the flying crane that we were doing, not the real high one, but just the medium. So this is embracing the moon, and so the crescent moon is between the hands, and the full moon is the arms. So this is embracing the moon. So it's including a celestial object, but it's still mostly about this sort of bear energy. So that's how far we've gotten here with this. But we'll be moving up from here. Okay. So this is a very very good meditation posture, just to enable yourself to relax in the posture. And so, you can lift the shoulders and drop them. You can just relax into it and see if your butt is tightening up, or your legs. And I do recommend that, as part of your meditation practice, try some of the standing postures, at least for a few minutes. Ken Cohen recommends doing standing every day for a year as the beginning of Qigong study and practice. And these become, how should I say, they can become quite ecstatic, believe it or not. Okay, let's just go back to standing. Okay, let's go ahead and break the stance. Okay, so before we're going to go up, expanding, let's loosen up the body and um, loosen up the head, neck, and shoulders, and then we'll go into backwash. Um, this rolling of the shoulders, and the head, particularly rolling of the shoulders, really releases a lot of tension. So it's good for your body and mind. It feels good if just during the day, from time to time, just roll your shoulders a little bit, and it'll reduce the tension in your body. Your breath will come back, and you'll relax a little bit more. And then opening. Now, many of you you've done opening the seven gates many times. And this is the abbreviation for opening the seven. This is number 4. It's right in the middle. So sit down. So we're opening all of them. Looking up. Okay, and so without Qigong awareness, again, this is just an exercise. This is just doing this. Okay, it's a good exercise. But doing this with awareness, opening the seven gates, and then opening this connection between the earth uh, and the heaven, what they would call the heavens. So we're opening the whole body here. And if you want to do this more, if you want it to be more challenging, widen your stance and then sink down and then open way up. Just make the move really big. And come back to, to the visualization. Opening the seven gates, being a conduit between form and emptiness. And, maybe even the cicada Qigong, where you open this up and you're just open up the shell and drop it. Okay, let's do a couple more. Okay, and so this is nonverbal, but it's the body speaking. I open myself to the energies of earth and sky. It's kind of a body prayer. open myself, accept all that is. Only we don't, you can say it in your mind if you like, but the body is saying this. Okay. Okay, very good. And then just loosen up the hips. Um, Trisha, you taught this. What it really is, I'll show you where this comes from. It's an abbreviated version of one of the 8 brocades, where you put your hands on your unguenal crease, and then this is the kind of the original, and Trisha just sort of shortened it down, but this is how it was taught for thousands of years. And so you can do that, that's fine. But basically, this is the same thing. Okay. And then this last one that we do with the balance is really is therapeutic. And these are meditation postures, one-legged meditation postures. Require a lot more concentration. So if you can just hold a one-legged posture for a few breaths, that's a powerful concentration practice. Because you really do have to feel into the body. So I don't, in my own practice, I'll do standing for half an hour. I don't like to do it in a class because people aren't used to it. So I just do little bits of it, but I encourage you to try it. Try some of these standing postures on your own. They're very beneficial. Okay, so we've done the bear rooting, and then we've done the movement of the chi internally with the breath and on the feet. And we've done the partial flying crane. Okay. Okay, so let's go into some of the variations of the flying crane, and there are many. So why don't we first just do the C crane. I'll turn sideways. So this was named by a teacher named Gabrielle Byers. This is the C crane because it makes this it makes like a letter C with your arms. Okay, and you're opening your chest and sinking down, and then shift the weight and step forward. So this is the C crane, and then step back, and then backs of your hands together, and then open up and step forward with the other foot. Now all the weight's on the back foot. Okay. And then step back, fold in, the crane folds its wings, and then shift the weight. So this is a one-legged stance. The tendency is to tip back. So sit yourself down. Yeah. To check to see that you're not leaning back, that you're still upright. You have to sort of fold the hips a little. Very good. Okay. And the traditional flying crane, there's sort of a they call it a basket. So, and then it's just with the breath. So in breath, we'll just do part way. And then out breath, sit down, make the basket. The basket's at the lower dantian. And again, if you want to widen your stance and sit down, do this more deeply, that's good. That's optional though. So they refer to this and movements like this as filling and emptying. See how this is all yin and yang, opposites, filling, in breath, emptying. So we're doing filling and we're doing emptying. And so we're balancing one with the other. Okay, now for the more advanced practice, which you're all aware of, is to do filling and emptying at the same time rather than just alternating. So as we do the in breath and we fill, we imagine emptying. We imagine energy going out in all directions. So as we fill, we imagine that we're emptying. And as we empty, we imagine we're filling. So the mind is doing sort of the opposite of what the body's doing. And we're filling and emptying at the same time. Reverse breathing. Requires concentration. It becomes quite natural after a while. And without even being taught, you'll do this eventually. If you do these practices enough times, you'll find that you'll do this. You'll find it. So this is a whole other level of practice, because the normal practice. So now we're filling, and now we're emptying, right? We're doing this, and then we're doing that. But then when you go to the next level with this, you're doing both at once. There's no separation. It's seamless. The mind and the body are moving completely together. Okay, and then when this happens, there's a feeling, there's just a feeling of harmony, feeling of presence. If this is seeming difficult, it becomes easy. If you just have the intention and you try, eventually it just happens. Okay. So, in the yin and yang symbol, it's originally it was red and white. There was a white dot in the red and a red dot in the white. Now, well, that's what this is. It's not just the red and white alternating. It's also the other one is in, the opposite is in each one. And if you get confused, just go back to the original, just filling and then emptying. So this would not have been taught for many years if this were a village in old China and we were doing this. This would not be taught for several years. But you're all brilliant, so we're just giving it to you now. Okay, good. All right, and now we can sort of get into the flying crane. And so it won't just be in breath and out breath. And then the basket begins to transform into the inner crane and the outer crane. Okay, so when your arms are way out, imagine them being crossed in the middle. When your arms are crossed in the middle, imagine them being extended. And then we alternate which hand is in front when we're crossing them. Okay, and we can go higher. Go very high. Some people go up on their toes. And then you can play with the speed. Okay, very good. Okay, and then you can go down in stages. And then just make this your own. And when you do flying crane, just do it however you want to. Okay, let's do a few more and reduce the movements. And then just notice your heartbeat and your breath, because we've been moving. So our heartbeat's elevated and our breath is faster. Okay, now let's bring up our stool. So we want to continue now. Um, and at the same time, lower the heart rate and lower the breath rate. That's why we're sitting down. So just feel the heart beating, the pulse. It's pretty fast. And maybe not breathing fast, but we're breathing deeply. And then remember, so for this type of meditation, the breath is to be long, slow, even, and fine. Those are the adjectives from the Chinese original. So long, slow, even, and fine. It doesn't take much oxygen to just sit still. And now if you want to, um, one of the practices is to imagine doing any of the cranes. Imagine doing the movements, but your breath is long, slow, even, and fine. And then if you want to, you can do the reverse breathing. And then at a certain point, you don't have to try anymore. The practice will just open up. there may be this feeling of energy or bigness, spaciousness, that maybe a sense of light. And, and we don't try anymore. So the body, the posture is the bear. And then the breath and the mind, that's the crane. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. And then slowly move a little bit. Okay, so really the purpose of all these techniques, when you want to master the techniques, but the purpose is to let them all go. Is that at first they're difficult, and then they become kind of a doorway, they become pleasant and easy, and then they become an impediment. And then they're just released. And then there's just this presence, this awareness, this transpersonal awareness. So, and you don't have to sit in a cave for 40 years to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and clap our hands one time. 1, 2, 3. And just massage your face and in the way that you want to. Just remember to, roll your shoulders a few times throughout the day, and just release your tension. And then tapping the kidneys. And massaging the kidneys. All right, well, thank you so much for your practice, for your presence. And if you would like to slip away, that's great. And if you'd like to stay for a few minutes, I'll be here. Okay,